So on this journey, I first began by hearing David Fritsch talk about um, the Burn Wagon and how they have teams that go all around the country for 3 weeks, just following where God leads them and what He places on their heart. So at first I was thinking, I might be interested in something like that, and that kind of left my mind. And I heard my friends getting excited about it, and I was like, okay, maybe I would be interested in something like this, because my heart has always been missions and I love to travel. So I prayed about it for a while, and I was just asking God if this was something I should do. I had a lot of options this summer, and it was kind of getting confusing what choice I should make. So after praying about it, I really believed that the Lord was telling me, yes, go for it. So the night before the application was due, I applied, and everything inside of me was like nervous. Am I going to get accepted? People were reassuring me, of course, Becky. So I got a letter, I think a couple days later, saying that I was accepted to go on the Southeast Burn Wagon trip. And everything inside of me was just so excited to be a part of this team and what God had in store. I knew right away that God was really going to be growing and deepening my trust in Him, and that this would be a season of just stepping out and stepping over the chicken line and just like the things that I know are inside of me and really going for it, and just watching Him work in my life. And so right away it began with having to raise money for the trip. I had to raise $1,200. And I hadn't thought about this at all in the beginning. And I'm like, okay, Jesus, so I know I'm supposed to go on this trip, and you're faithful and you keep your promises, so it's going to happen. And then deadline after deadline was passing, and I didn't have as much as I was supposed to have. And honestly, I was scared. I was like, God, what's going on? Like, am I supposed to go on this trip? I started questioning, wondering, and I had to remind myself that He told me yes, and He said I was supposed to go, and that He will provide. So it was over one weekend. It was already way past the due date that I was supposed to have money, and I just was reaching out for like a third time to people, and it started off by my uncle sharing with me that he gave me $150 towards the trip. And then after that, it was just like the catalyst for person after person saying that they gave me money, and I just kept getting new text messages. I'm like, Jesus, oh my gosh, it's happening. So then I get a text from my leader, Daniel, telling me that with great joy, he asked that I share with people to stop sending in money because I was already $109 over the amount that I needed for the trip. And so within 4 days, God gave me more than enough that I needed for this trip. And so it was just like right there already. I hadn't even gone on the trip, and it was an amazing journey of just trusting God that He is faithful, and that He'll provide and take care of me. And so I'm like, whoa, okay, this is gonna be big. So I began this trip in Harrisburg, and met some of the most amazing people on my team. And I was a little nervous because I didn't expect things to be hard, like to be vulnerable and open up and trust my team members. And so even just that, letting people in and sharing my story, and knowing that it's a safe place, that people aren't going to judge, and they're just going to love me the way that my Heavenly Father does. And there was some different things, like doubts in my mind that kept coming. You're not good enough for this trip, and you're not supposed to be here. How are you going to be able to be used on this journey? And the focus of our team is worship, and I'm like, well, I'm an okay singer, like I can do something, and I love to talk to people and pray for people. And so I knew God was gonna advance gifts that He's given me that I haven't really stepped out and done, and kind of be uncomfortable. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go for it and take advantage and sing and try different things that I haven't done before in front of people. And so my first opportunity came at our first burn, 6 hours, and I went up on the stage, and I was like, I think I know, yeah, this could be great. never know how much that can touch somebody's heart and how much that they needed that, and it can make a big impact in their life.